Fox News commentator Ben Stein went on Newsmax TV to talk about the police killing of Mike Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and he managed to piss off pretty much everybody.
The idea of calling this poor young man unarmed when he was 6'4", 300 pounds, full of muscles, apparently, according to what I read in the New York Times, on marijuana, to call him unarmed is like calling Sonny Liston unarmed or Cassius Clay unarmed. I mean, he wasn't unarmed. He was armed with his incredibly strong, scary self. And by the way, notice that in both this case and in Trayvon Martin's case, it's the very large so-called victim attacking a policeman who winds up dead. I mean, if they would not attack the policeman, if they would just talk to a policeman in a reasonable way instead of attacking the policeman, nobody would be dead.
Where did you get that from? He just made it up. Everybody knows, according to all the reports, all the articles, the facts of the case in the Trayvon Martin case, Trayvon Martin was walking along with his Skittles and iced tea, minding his business, going home to watch a game, and dipshit Zimmerman thought, well, he must be guilty. He's black and he's walking with a hoodie on. So what did he do? He followed him, he stalked him, he called 911. The guy on the 911 call said, it's okay, we don't need you to do that, when Zimmerman took off after him. Zimmerman chased him down. Trayvon was scared. Zimmerman chased him down, and then an altercation broke out. And what does this jackass say? Well, he should have just been nice to Zimmerman. The guy is stalking you and chasing you. What would you do in that? I'd be scared out of my mind. But see, this is the thing, and J.R. Jackson of the Young Turks brought up this point the other day, and he's 100% right. In the mind of a racist, they don't view black people like they're humans. They they dehumanize them to the point where they say, like with Mike Brown, a lot of these guys say, well, yeah, Brian Fisher said it the other day, yeah, based off my reading of the situation, they started shooting at him, he got hit 4 or 5 times, and then he charged the cop. What is he, a fucking cyborg? What is he, the Terminator? What, black people just eat bullets and run after you? And look, he's calling them so-called victims. So Trayvon was minding his business. Trayvon got chased down, and then a fight broke out, and he's like, nope, so-called victim. He should have just been nice to the guy chasing him down and stalking him and unnecessarily. And that ended up shooting and killing him. He should have been nicer to him. That's the problem. And with Mike Brown, the police even admit, it's because he wasn't walking on the sidewalk. It wasn't because of the robberies, because, he wasn't walking on the sidewalk. So the police came up, started with him, told him to get on the sidewalk. Somehow a fight broke out. And he got shot with his hands in the air 6+ times. The reports now are that it's even higher than that, right? Up to 11 times. And what does he say? Well, he should have been nicer to the police officer yelling at him, telling him to get on the sidewalk, and then who ended up shooting and killing him when his hands were in the air. It's always the black guy's fault. And they're totally not human. The best part was, well, he's not unarmed. He's big and black. Again, it goes right back to the dehumanization point. It's racists who are so scared of black people that they don't view them as human. You don't have emotions. You're not a human being. You can fucking eat bullets and walk into them. You're considered armed because you're big and black. But he's not armed. But it's a fact that he's not armed. You're just changing the definition of the word armed. Well, then the word armed doesn't mean anything. You could just make up the meaning, which is exactly what you're fucking doing. He wasn't armed. But no, because he's big and black, he was armed. For fuck's sake, man. And then also, he's like Cassius Clay. For those of you who don't know, that's Muhammad Ali. That was his name beforehand. He's like Muhammad Ali. He's like Sonny Liston. Because he's big and black. Yeah, pretty sure Mike Brown, 18-year-old pudgy kid, by the way, yeah, he was pretty fat, right? Big, but fat. Yeah, pretty sure he would get destroyed in a boxing ring. But that's the thing, to a guy like Ben Stein, who's a racist, you're all the same. If you're black, you're all the same. You can eat bullets, you can be a world champion fucking boxer. You're all super athletic, and it's always on you to apologize because you just run society with. And look at the irony there. They're so powerful and so strong that they just run society, and we feel so inferior that they always need to bend to our will, and they always need to be nicest to us because we're so lowly. Meanwhile, the reality is, of course, white people overwhelmingly run society, but they view it, they're so scared of black people, they're, oh my God, please, just know, you're like Muhammad Ali, you're like Sonny Liston, you're armed even though you're not armed, please be nice to me, now I gotta shoot and kill you. And finally, he's on pot. First of all, we don't know that. They found weed in his system, which means that any time within the past 40 days he could have smoked weed. So that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, right, other than that he smoked it within the past 40 days. We don't know if he was high at the time. But furthermore, if he was high, this shows you Ben Stein's ignorance of pot. If he was high, that would help his case, Mike Brown. Why? Because pot, according to even the anti-drug government agencies, they say, look, the side effects are you're calm. You're calm, you're quiet, and you want to just chill. A side effect is not violence. It's not like he was drunk on tequila, okay? But that's the thing. It doesn't matter. Just tar him with it. Say, he's black. He's big and scary. He's like Muhammad Ali. He was high. Drugs. They don't even classify different drugs, right? As if there's not a difference if he was on Valium versus cocaine. Like, no, one makes you want to fucking sleep. The other one makes you want to run a marathon and create a business overnight. There's a difference. There's a difference. But it doesn't matter because you dehumanize. You say, oh my God, I'm so scared of the black guys. And it's always their fault.